Okay, no job number yet, but this is called Everett Commerce Center. And this is for site consulting specialists. Speaking to this guy, Scott Jolly. They're out of state, a consulting firm. And what they want to do is they need to get some asphalt work done. I believe there's going to be some seal coat and striping to do as well here. So what you see right here is Everett Commerce Center, Building B. And it shows a legend here on what is to be milled and inlaid. 2 inches. They want mill edges and overlay. They want removal and then shared drive, mill, and inlay. All right, so here's your areas. Down the middle here, I'll show you out in the parking lot that a lot of the middle area is starting to wash away. So they're getting where there's chunks of asphalt missing down the seam. Okay, and then up here in this area, just alligator cracking on a majority of it. The area that's in red, those are the areas that need to be completely removed. And then down here, you've got a shared driveway, which, by the way, to the right of me, or to the right of this building, is Amazon. So it's a busy, busy lot. It's going to have to be done, I would imagine, in multiple phases here. So, looking up here, it says, for the Everett property, the 2 thin blue lines will be an 8-foot to 10-foot mill and inlay areas along the paving seam in the middle of the drive aisle. Okay, these areas are starting to alligator and separate at the paving seam. Okay, one of the things that they're asking us to use, though, is not just normal asphalt. They're asking us to use this Fortify fiber. It's like a fiber mesh that goes, it mixes in with the asphalt. I spoke to Joe about it. I've heard about this before, but basically we can get it from like Lakeside Granite and Cadman, I believe. And I'm going to talk to this guy Lon to get a quote. So I'll probably get the ball rolling there. So that way he can message Jamie and give him the pricing on the asphalt. But we need to use that type of asphalt for this job. All right. So looking at the bid packet, which I believe is this one right here. This is for the Everett location at 6617 Associated Boulevard. Okay. First of all, before we get to the curbing, let's talk about what's going to be in this base bid. We've got concrete curbing. Right now, it is 6x10 extruded curb out here on top of asphalt. And they want us to plug in 100 feet of curbing to remove and replace. How many areas? Don't know yet. Doesn't say out here. It's not marked. But they're assuming 100 feet to use for bidding purposes. It says to form and pour new concrete A curb approximately 100 lineal feet with number 4 rebar as needed to match existing. Thing is out here is I don't see what they're talking about here when it says form and pour new concrete curbing. I've driven around and all I see is extruded curb. So I'm not quite sure what they're saying there. Yeah, so I drove around the property to look for curb and gutter because that's basically what they're saying here. As I slide down and look at the bid schedule here, it says number 1, concrete C&G curb and gutter, 100 lineal feet. I don't see any. Unless they're talking about out in the driveway at like the entrance. There's sidewalk that goes through and there's some curb and gutter, but that's all I can see. And it doesn't really equate to 100 feet. So anyways, I'll get back to them on this today, but I'll make clarified notes on Workman's about this, okay? The 4-inch full removal. It says there's 6,800 square feet in 2 areas. So that full removal is going to be, let's see here. Full depth asphalt removal. Saw cut and remove asphalt in 2 areas, 4-inch depth. but we also got to include 2 more inches. So it says scarify existing substrate to a depth of 6 inches and recompact. So they're assuming taking out 4 inches of asphalt, 2 inches of dirt, putting back 2 inches of rock, compacting it, and then putting in 4 inches of asphalt. This Fortify fiber mesh stuff that mixes in with the asphalt. Okay, construct new HMA on top of the properly prepared subgrade. Install 6,800 square feet, 4-inch thick, with the Fortify reinforcement. Okay, tonnage, it says 164 tons. Roll and compact with half-inch mix design with the Fortify to a smooth finish. Provide all weight tickets to on-site SCS monitor. Figure all work to be done on weekends unless otherwise needed. So we're going to have to plug in a price for weekend work, mixed plant opening fees, all that good stuff. Okay, so we're going to plug that in for the first, that full depth item. So for the 4-inch full removal, it's weekend. It's actually all weekend work here. So everything we plug in here has got to be considered for weekend work. Okay, on that 6,800 feet, I want to show you where that's at. It is in the back of the property, which I will show you what that looks like here and show you what it looks like there. It's very cracked, damaged, alligator cracking here, missing asphalt down here. By the way, this is a pods building. This is where those moving boxes are. It's called pods. That's what this building is, and there's a ton of them back here, as you'll see when we go back there. Okay, so those are the 2 areas there. Okay, looking at the next item. Next item is 2-inch mill and overlay. 24,000 square feet of 2-inch mill and overlay, 2.2. Okay, so 2.2 in the notes, fiber reinforced asphalt overlay. Mill all asphalt transition edges with a 4-inch minimum transition from 0 to 2 inches. Let's see what else. Tack all edges. New HMA, approximately 24,000 square feet. So that area, that is the reinforced. Let's see here. I think it's mill edges and overlay 2 inches. I believe that is not this area. I think it's this area up here. Okay. Down the middle is going to be about the same thing, but I believe this is the area that they're discussing. So we've got that area that we have to remove and patch back, but we've got this whole area here that needs to be milled down at the same time. So if we mill this all out and then we rip out that area, we can fill that in and then do a final overlay over everything else. Same thing down the middle. Okay. It says 4-inch minimum transition, so I'm assuming that on this 24,000 square feet, they're talking about 4 inches. No, it says 2 inches, so I don't know what that 4 inches about, but it says 2-inch mill and overlay. This is a 2-inch mill and inlay, 22,150 square feet. Okay, so now we're talking about that middle section going down the drive aisle where the seams are. So it says mill the entire asphalt in 3 areas to a depth of 2 inches. I take that back. We're talking about this area right here in the yellow. This is the shared drive, mill and inlay. You got Amazon over here. You've got pods here. So they're talking about this large area right here, the mill and inlay. So it says mill the entire area. It says in 3 areas, so I don't know. To a depth of 2 inches. Tack all the edges. It's 22,150 square feet. It wants 2-inch depth. It's 266 tons. Okay. So let me just recap here real quick. You've got the 4-inch full removal. That was in red. The 6,800 square feet. Then you have the 2-inch mill and overlay, which is 24,000 square feet, and that was in the back of the building that I showed you. Then you have 2-inch mill and inlay, 22,150 square feet. Okay. Seal coat. Total seal coat around this building is 196,020 square feet. And then striping lump sum, I will provide the striping quantities. It's going to be red painted curb, white parking stalls, ADA stalls, and then you're going to have 12-inch crosswalk bars at the ADA access aisles. Okay. Again, this is going to be weekend work for the seal coat and striping as well. All right. I just wanted to give you this quantities right now. Okay, I'm going to show you that one more time. Now I'm going to walk out and kind of show you what it looks like down in this area in between. I'm going to show you what it looks like down the middle. I'm going to show you the 2 red areas of full depth removal. And then I'm going to show you this area in the back. Okay, so I'm out in the front of pods. Over there's Amazon. You can see down the middle, this is where they're talking about doing 8 foot to 10 foot wide down the center. You've got catch basin here. You've got these like these sewer lids here. That's where the drain pipe is. So you got one here, then you got one there, and then you got 3 there, and another catch basin down here at the end. Okay, I'm gonna walk down this way since I'm down here. I'll show you down there by Amazon here in a second. You can see the red painted curb. I'm noticing lots of damaged extruded curb through here, like especially over there by that red truck. It's kind of crumbled. So I'm guessing that they're talking about extruded curbs. And look at that, that's a little hole there. Don't even know how wide that is, but that's going to be part of the scope that comes out from down in the middle here. Down here you can see this is where they've got asphalt missing here. You could, and some of this looks like it, I mean right there looks like it's 2.5 to 3 inches in depth, but I think some of this may have been overlaid a little bit. I mean, that looks like a lot of crushed rock, but we're gonna go with the depth that they gave us though. This is the only curb and gutter I see that's out here, but I don't understand why there would be 100 feet of that, because these drive aisles aren't that big. And besides, the curb and gutter doesn't look bad. The sidewalk looks bad. So I'll get clarification again on that curbing. All right, so then as you go back to the back of the building, it's the same thing on those drawings where it shows it going right up the middle. You got a catch basin here. You got a couple more as you get up back here to the back. Talk about seal coating real quick. The asphalt's in pretty good condition as far as for seal coating. It's been seal coated once before. You can kind of see some of the asphalt here. You can see the seal coat. It's gradually fading on this, but it's been done. It's probably been done a couple times. So I don't think power washing is going to be necessary. A snuffy though, definitely will be necessary. And the other thing too is the coordination. I mean, look at all the pods that are here. It's going to have to be done in phases because there's no way they're going to get all these pods moved out of the way. Okay, so going back to where this center line seam is right here, this is where it ends, and then back here you've got that large section of grind and overlay, and then you've got some area over here in the middle where it's gonna be full depth removal. Okay, so this is kind of the area that you see where full depth removal is going to be required. you got potholes here, and you got people trying to move these pods, but this asphalt's gonna have to be removed, okay? So a lot of this area needs to be taken out. Okay, so Amazon Prime also has their trucks parked in some of this area too. It's not just pods parked back here, it's Amazon Prime too. So we'll be dealing with Amazon Prime as well, needing to move their vehicles. The stenciling on the curb, you can see it's 4-inch. No parking fire lane, it's every 50 feet. So again, I'll have all the quantities for the striping plugged in to Workman's Drive. I will have the quantity on the no parking fire lane stencils in there as well. Okay, as I'm looking at the curbs here, this might be the only area where I would think power washing of the curbs might be a good idea. They're not bad shape. They look pretty decent. The curbs don't look like they've been hit too many times as far as with paint. I would say they look like they've only been painted once, maybe one time. But I mean, they're not bad. They might be pretty easy to paint over without power washing, but you know what? I'm gonna plug in a day of power washing of just the painted curbs alone, okay? Just the painted curbs. But no power washing for really anything else. Just power wash the curbs on the top, on the face, and then of course right down where the asphalt meets the curb. Okay, now I'm gonna take you down to the other end and show you what it looks like in between Amazon and this pods. Here's some of that damaged curb I was talking about. Okay, that's some of the damaged curb. Here's some damaged curb over in this area too. Okay, now I'm looking at the asphalt in between Amazon and pods, and we're looking down the middle here. You can see it's starting to wash away in a lot of areas. Okay, I believe that the seal coating that we were looking at, it's not for the whole complex. They didn't show any sort of drawings for this side on the Amazon side, although as you look at some of this, it looks like it needs to be done. So again, I'm going to get clarification on if it's just this building or if it's just this building, or excuse me, if it's just this building or if this building's included. But we'll have all through here, throughout this middle section is where that yellow is, out towards the sidewalk. And then this is all the way down the middle. You can see how the rain and all that's kind of come up through the middle of the asphalt. Multiple sections there, okay? So yeah, as I'm thinking about that square footage on that 195,000 square feet, there's a possibility we could be over on this side of the building too, and not just here and on the back. Right now, my guess is just this half of the building, but I'll make sure I confirm all those notes, put them into Workman's, okay? All of this is weekend work, like I said, okay? But you can see how busy it is right now during the week at Amazon, and what we got going over here at Pods, and why we have to do this on the weekends, okay? All right, any other questions, let me know.